Hey guys, I'm Evan from Country View Acres, and today we got Van back again. This is the day 2 of building a high tensile electric fence out here in the pasture. So what are we doing today?
All right, so we got a lot of the fence up yesterday. We got a little more we're going to do today here to finish out your common area for all your different paddocks. So we've got to get that fence finished up, and then we're going to connect everything up. So we've got to take some underground cable or coated cable, and we're going to jump all these wires together, connect everything up. That way, if we disconnect the gate, we don't want to connect through gates, and we can keep all the fence hot. You can come in with your tractor and leave when you need to. So that's the plan for today. We're using our strain right Ace of Spades here. We got the long handled unit out, but a really good digging tool. It's got a pretty flat, I'd call it a spade rather than a shovel. But this ground's really hard, and it's doing a pretty good job getting down into it. We're getting 3-4 inches on the first pass. So we're going to bury our underground cable under this gate to drive over. That way both sides of the fence will be hot all the time. But Ace of Spades is working really good, doing a good job cutting into this hard ground.
So Van's making this small trench across here, and then that'll connect the electric from this side to the other side. And since this is where I plan on driving a tractor through. This gate specifically, to go in here and be able to clean out this sacrifice area. We're gonna put it in PVC, the wire inside of some PVC conduit, just for some added protection since we're driving over it. Van's getting the wire fed through. How much you want, 3 feet?
Yeah, just enough to get to that bottom one. So
okay.
What we can do is get it close and then so what we're using here are the 3 to 4 line taps. So they've got a hook on it. So rotate that a little so you can hang it on your wire and then feed into. Then we'll put a crimp on.
So every one of these gate openings, we're gonna have to put this jumper wire underground to keep the electricity flowing down the fence.
One thing I always like to do here too, Evan, is run that up through, and it just helps keep everything nice and clean and in tight, so less chance of an animal getting their hoof stuck in there. We're going to run our jumpers and tie all 3 of our hots together. So what I'm going to do is feed up through my high tensile knots here, keep everything over close to the post, and like so. And then we're going to bring enough out. We're going to come out. What we want to do allows us a little bit of extra space, because we are going to put an insulator in here to hold that off of that pipe and insulate it here. So we're going to come out just a little and crimp on, and then come down to the bottom, and then we'll do the same thing to the top. We've got our jumpers in. So what we did here is we used line taps and crimped them, but we connected all of our hot wires together here, and I like to run them in series where I'm going to connect both ends. A lot of people do one end of their fence, and it works fine. It makes it a lot easier to find the fault. So if we go down this fence line and have a fault halfway down, it will we'll lose power behind it. Really easy to find, but by connecting on a series, if I do get a fault, I'll back feed into that and keep a level of energy on that fence anywhere, so I don't have dead spots. But you can see we've got one wire going underneath the ground to the other side of the gate. Then we've got one coming up to line 3, and then from 3 up to 5. So all three of these hot wires are connected together now. And then we've got our 2 grounds that when the sheep try to reach through, they're going to get a shock between the wires rather than through their feet back to the box. So really good setup, should work really well here. Here we're getting in close with our hot wire against our strut. So what we did was put an insulator in just to give us some separation. And you'll notice that's not real tight. You want to leave those insulators just a little bit loose because they're going to expand and contract with heat. So you want a little bit of room to move with it. And working on this round pipe, we're putting one in because all we want to do is hold. We don't really need the insulator to be snug in there. So we're going to put one in because we don't have enough room to get that second screw in. But this will serve the purpose that we're trying to. So we've got the SpeedRite insulators here. They're a really good insulator with a 10-year warranty. Really good UV protection in it. And so this will hold up good here and do a good job insulating that back away from the post.
There she is.
Okay, so we've got our energizer out and we're getting ready to get it hooked up. But what we're using today is the Patriot made by Mars. But this is a half joule box. You'll see it's the Solar Guard 500. And really good box. And having a half joule on this fence, we're going to make sure we keep our voltage up. So the cattle's not that hard to keep in. We're looking for 2,000 to 3,000 volts for cattle. If you get into weaned cattle, background, then you probably want a little more voltage than that. But the sheep is going to be what's the challenge on this fence. But using a half joule box for the amount of wire we've got is going to work really good. We should see up over 7,000 to 8,000 volts. And you want to be over 5,000 to 6,000 with the sheep. With the wool and then the smaller footprint, we need to make sure we're up. But this is a good solar box. It's all self-contained, got a 12-volt battery in it. It comes with leads, so when we open it up, make sure the battery's connected. And we did connect the battery earlier and let it get some charge. So anytime we put up a solar charger like this, we want to get it plugged up, let it sit for about a day, just getting the battery charged up so you get a good start on it. But really good box made by Mars, and it should do a good job for us. Pull my leads out and quite simple. You just go green to green, which is going to be our ground. So this will go to our ground rod. With a box like this, and really you want to start with about a 6-foot ground rod up to a joule. And then once you get past about one ground rod per joule up to three joules. And then once you get beyond there, about a ground rod for every 2 joules. But the best way, and really the only way to know, is to test that fence. So what you'll want to do is get about 100 yards from the box, short the fence out, then you come back and check the voltage on your ground rod. And you're looking for less than 300 volts or 0.3 on a voltmeter. And if you've got that, you're in good shape with the amount of ground. And you'll see that vary from different times of the year. As the ground gets drier, spring takes less ground rods. So you may put a box in, it works great for part of the year. And then once it gets dry, you'll see your grounding not work as well, and you won't get that felt shock to the animals. So you always want to kind of check that and keep an eye on it. Anytime you see a big drop in voltage, but you don't have a short, most likely it's the ground. You're not getting enough grounding. So good place to start and check it.
All right, we're gonna go ahead and turn it on.
So these are really good tools if you have electric fence. So it'll give you an amperage and your voltage. So if I was showing amps on this, that means I have a fault somewhere on this fence. And it's got an arrow that'll point in one direction or the other. So if this fence went down and dead-ended at the far end, it'll always point in that direction because it actually points in the direction of your current flow. And if it's running series like this where we're jumped on both ends, it'll actually point towards your fault. Or if your fence makes a complete circle, it'll point, because you'll feed electricity to the fault from one direction and then from the other direction. So if we're dead ending, I'm gonna watch that amperage and it'll be 15, 15, 15, 3. When you see that big drop, you know you've crossed over your fault. So these, if you've got any electric fence, these are well worth it. They're not the cheapest. You can buy little 5-light testers and digital voltmeters, but the fault finders are like from SpeedRite. Some other companies make them, but these are absolutely a necessity if you're running much electric fence.
So all the fence we got built now is 100% complete, electrified, all done. So now we got to work on the new sacrifice area out here. We've got some timeless T-posts. We got these laid out here. I got them all spaced out where they're supposed to be. I think there's just 8 of them. So we need to get those drove in. Once we get those in the ground, we can start pulling the wire and then we'll start making this area. But basically it's going to be the same thing as before. We're just going to run the same 5-strand electric with the insulators, and it's going to be kind of the same thing and rinse and repeat over and over again. We're going to try to hand drive these timeless posts. I doubt we're going to have much luck because I didn't a few weeks ago.
One more. There you go, stop.
Okay. Well, that's
did
better
even,
than I thought.
It's even with that ground, not that ground.
I know, that's the problem with this uneven plowed ground. All right, we got the timeless T-posts put in out here. And remember, these are the insulator. It's a plastic post made for electric wire. And they're a little bit thicker than a regular T-post, but they're still being plastic. They're wobbly. So when you go to drive them, it like bow out to the side. Makes it difficult to hand drive these. Probably even like a post driver, I'm sure you'd still have trouble getting them in. But it did help for one of us to hold the post in the middle to try to keep it from flopping back and forth. If you're using these taller timeless posts, probably helps to have 2 people. It definitely helped here. So one of the things Van did yesterday is he made up all these little pigtails with the insulator. He got these all made up before we bolted these braces together yesterday. So we got 2 insulators already made up here, 1 on top, and it's that way on every one of these braces. So it's going to make today go a lot quicker, and we'll only have half as many of those high tensile knots to tie today. So that will speed things up, and that will probably help our hands because I'm still a little sore from yesterday.
You want the bad news or the bad news?
What's the bad news?
You're on the wrong side of the brace. Made a nice tie and now you got to cut it off.
That's on the side I walked on. Yeah. That's all I can tell you. Oh, this is an ugly one now. The last one looks so much better.
That's the way it always is.
Well, my safety glasses broke. Just went to put them on my hat and one of the sides of them broke off. So we're almost done. probably got a little too tight.
It's all right.
All right, we just finished up this run. So all the fence is pulled tight. We got our insulators, got our jumpers, jumping the electric fence over. And I think we're just ready to test it.
Yeah, I'm gonna turn it on here.
There's a little blinking light at the top. You can tell that it's on. 8.5 kilovolts. Good hot fence.
Yeah, with no amperage. So that's all we're looking for is no amperage. Everything's
Yeah, it's not
hooked up,
grounding
working
out.
good. Yep.
Yep.
So that's
All right.
what we want.
That's good. So we got quite a bit done here. So I've just got, what I got 2 more pulls to do. I'll probably end up doing that at another time. Van's got to go to, he's got to drive 4 hours from here tonight. So he can't stay too late. So we're probably going to start packing everything up so Van can get out of here and at least make it there before it gets too late.
A lot lighter too after you get most of that wire off.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. All right, let me get this in here and then be ready for that.
Well, it's after 3 in the afternoon now. That means Van ain't gonna get to where he's going until after 7 tonight. But I do appreciate you coming down. Came all the way up here from Tennessee.
Yep.
Yeah.
And most people can't tell that by my accent, but no, you know, it's always fun to come up and build with you. You're a hard worker. You put a lot of effort into your farm. Always enjoy coming out, getting to work with a producer like you that takes pride in what they do and wants to build good fence and provide a good, safe fence for their livestock. So
yeah, it's a nice fence. Turned out fantastic.
So Bekaert is made in Van Buren, Arkansas, and we take a lot of pride in that. So we do over 95% of our rod is domestic rod. We've got a few exotics for another part of the plant that we bring in from overseas, but we use American rod and air product. When it comes in the back door as rod, we draw it, galve it, and turn it into a finished product in the plant before it comes back outside again. So take a lot of pride at being made in the USA, and just a great facility out there. Those guys take a lot of pride in it as well. So.
Yeah, so if you guys haven't really familiar with Bekaert fence, the fencing that they sell here pretty much in the United States is made in the United States.
Yes.
Yes. It's a big company. It's a worldwide company. It's a big company.
It is. We were started in Belgium almost 150 years ago, but I think we've got 7 different plants. So we've got different divisions outside of the ag department or ag division. But I think we've got 7 manufacturing plants in the U.S. I may be missing one or adding one to that, but we do a lot of different things like rubber reinforcement wire for tires, and we're able to bring that technology into our fence a lot of times. Like we use the Bezinol coated wire here, just a better quality coating, and we were able to do that because we do stranded wire for offshore oil rigs, and being in that coastal salty environment has given us the ability to take that technology and apply it to ag fence. So when we build a fence, it's a lifelong investment. We're not going to have to come back out and replace that in 5 years, 10 years, 15 years. So.
Yeah, and this fence here, you probably can't see it, but the fence here behind us, this is what we put up last year, and that's a 30-year warranty on that fence. Is it the same on this high tensile wire?
It's got the Bezinol coatings the same. The warranty's a little different, but
it's the same wire.
But it's the same wire. 200,000 PSI, it's got the same breaking strength. So each one of those is over 1,500 pound breaking strength. So it's going to take a lot of abuse, and then we put it up loose so it'd be safe for the animals. But just a very long lasting fence. And when you pair that with the timeless fence, the good quality electric fence components from Speedride or Datamars, you're going to have a good fence that's really going to turn this into a nice rotational grazing setup for you.
Yeah, I'm real happy with it. And then after, like last year, that was the first time I messed with high tensile fence, and just seeing how that looks 1 year later, and it still looks exactly the same as the day we put it up. And you go look at the other fences that I've put up, which are the low carbon soft steel, they're all stretched out, and you look down them and they all look wobbly, or I don't know what you want to call it. There's like a wave in them. They're not tight no more. And after experiencing both products, I don't think I'd ever go back. I think I would stick with high tensile from here on out. It's just a completely different fence. It is a lot harder to work with because it's so much stiffer, but it just makes such a better looking product.
Enjoy coming up working with you, and look forward to maybe doing it again. Hope
Yeah, I'll have to
invite
come
us
up with another fencing project. I have to come up with something so we get Van to come up again. But yeah, he's a great worker. It's kind of weird out there because then he ends up working harder than I am, and I feel like I'm not doing enough out there. So he's a I don't know, good competition, I guess, right? he's definitely a good worker. But thank you for coming out.
Thank you for having us.
Well, fast forward a couple hours, and I've just got done doing the chores, and now I am going to come out here to the pig pen. I'm going to try to fix this ramp since they dug it all up. All right, get myself in the pig pen, lock them out. Believe me, I won't be able to get anything done with them around because they'll keep biting at my pants. Well, all the dirt I put in here is now out in front of the ramp. They got it packed down. It's not loose anymore. All right, I've got the dirt ramp. I've got it built up, going back into the trailer. So I think the long-term solution is I either pack a bunch of gravel in here so that it's not really pleasant for them to dig through with their snout, because that's how they dig with their nose. Or I just end up pouring a slab on top of here and just do a little short 5-foot long piece of concrete leading up there, then they can't dig it up at all. That's probably the long-term solution. But I'm not going to bother with that right now. I'll just have to try to get that done before we load next year's pigs. Now I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to refill the feed trough that we have in the trailer, and then Rebecca has some treats for the pigs as well that I'm going to feed them. I've only got 2 more bags of pig feed after this one, so I've got to make that last 100 pounds last for the next like 5 or 6 days. So the first treat we have for the pigs, these are some muffins Rebecca baked the other night. This was batch number 1 experiment, and they're gluten-free. I think they're kind of like a pumpkin flavored muffin, but they didn't. They ended up sinking afterwards. See how they're sunk down in the middle? She made a second batch and she changed it a little bit. I think they turned out good. But we're gonna give all these muffins to the pigs. And the other thing we have is in this bowl. This is actually persimmon pulp from persimmon trees. And it was from the neighbor. The neighbor had some that was frozen, I think was kind of old. Wanted to know if we wanted to give them to the pigs. So persimmon pulp for the pigs as well. So let's see if we can go throw that inside the trough, and then we'll let them back inside. Let me make a little trough in here for this persimmon pulp to sit. I'll go ahead and pour it in. Like a little soup. Like persimmon soup, I guess. Now all these muffins, I think we'll try to hand feed those to the pigs. Let me feed you through the fence. There you go. You want that? Go try it. Oh, he got... Okay, you get one too. Don't worry. Here you go. There you go. There you go. There you go. Come here. I'm trying... There you go. Well, you tried. Oh, you guys are fighting over them. Oh, they like those. All right, ready? Well, nobody's looking. You get one. Here. Okay, who gets this one? Oh, you dropped it again. You got to pull it into your mouth. Come on. There you go. If anybody bites my fingers, you're cut off. Okay? Watch it. Okay, this is yours. This is yours. Come here. Take it. All right. All right, you get the last one. There you go. Well, they're definitely a hit for pigs. They didn't care that those muffins didn't quite rise the way they should. Move, I'll let you guys in here. You can see what treats you got inside. Here, piggies. Hi, how are you? Yeah, I don't want you, don't open your mouth toward me. I don't have any food. You're gonna bite my hand. Come on, show everybody how easy you're gonna be to load. Come on. Come on in. There you go. Look, what do we have here? Look at that. Smell it. Oh, they're eating it. Come on in, buddy. Oh my God, they are loud eaters. All right, we fed the pigs. We fixed the ramp for now. And I just need to see how much feed they have left in this outside feeder. I'd like for them to try to get this all finished up before I lock them in their pen and only feed them out of the trailer. Oh, there's a little bit of feed still in here. There's probably, I don't know, 50, 75 pounds of feed still left in here. So looks like I can still leave them out here for a couple more days. Let them finish that off. Look at that mouth. Yes, you're covered in persimmons. Yeah. I think I'll just leave the shovel out here because I got a feeling I'll have to fix that ramp one more time. So far, this looks like this is going to be the easiest pig loading that we've ever done. We've never got all 3 pigs to just go into the trailer like that. Or at least in only like, what has it been? It's only been like four days maybe. A lot of times you'll get one pig that's comfortable going in and out. You usually have one that is definitely scared of going in, like doesn't want to go in at all. So yeah, this group, I'm very surprised. I think that they're going to end up loading very well. I hope I didn't speak too soon, but it's looking promising. So as you can see behind me, the sun is already set. It's already starting to cool down. It's nice and shady outside. Like right now, this is like the best part of the day. Like I think this is my favorite part of the day right now. And yeah, it just feels a lot better to just be outside and enjoy it. But it's also the time of the day that I need to call it quits and get cleaned up for the night. So hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time.